She arrived at the courthouse early, the morning air cold against her skin, her steps steady despite the storm inside her chest. The divorce papers felt heavier than paper, as if every memory of their marriage was pressed between those pages. 5 months had passed since she left his house in silence, 5 months of unanswered messages, broken pride, and a secret growing beneath her coat. She told herself she was here for closure, nothing more. Yet with every step closer to the door, her heart betrayed her calm, beating faster, reminding her that love does not disappear just because people decide to end it. He was already there when she entered, standing near the window, confident as always, dressed sharply, untouched by time or regret, or so it seemed. When he turned and saw her, his practiced composure cracked for a fraction of a second. His eyes followed her slowly, then stopped at her belly. The color drained from his face. Shock replaced arrogance, confusion replaced certainty. In that moment, the power he once held over every conversation vanished, and the silence between them became louder than any argument they had ever had. She sat across from him, folding her hands to stop them from trembling. She hadn't planned to tell him today, fate had decided for her. He opened his mouth, closed it again, searching for words that refused to come. Memories flooded his mind, the night she left, the fight that ended everything, the cruel words spoken in anger. He had believed she was gone for good, that their story had ended. Now, looking at her, he realized how wrong he had been, and how expensive that mistake might be. "Why didn't you tell me?" he finally asked, his voice lower than she remembered. The question carried accusation, fear, and something dangerously close to hope. She looked at him calmly, her eyes stronger now, shaped by months of loneliness and survival. She reminded him of the messages he ignored, the pride that mattered more to him than reconciliation. She told him she chose peace over chaos, silence over begging. The child growing inside her had become her reason to stand tall, not her weakness. He leaned back, stunned, replaying every moment of their separation. He remembered telling himself he was better off alone, that she would come back eventually. But time had moved on without his permission. The reality of fatherhood hit him like a wave he couldn't escape. This wasn't about marriage anymore, it was about responsibility, about a future he never planned but could no longer deny. For the first time, fear entered his eyes, not fear of losing her, but fear of failing someone innocent. She spoke of the nights she cried alone, of doctor visits attended without support, of learning to be strong when she had no choice. Each word was calm, but every sentence carried pain. He wanted to interrupt, to apologize, to explain, but explanations felt useless now. He realized she had grown in ways he never did. While he waited for her to return, she built a new version of herself, one that no longer needed permission to survive. The lawyer cleared his throat, reminding them why they were there. Papers were placed on the table. The finality of the moment returned. He stared at the signature line, his hand frozen. Signing meant accepting that he had lost more than a wife. He had lost time, trust, and perhaps the chance to fix everything. She watched him quietly, not with revenge, but with acceptance. She had already mourned the marriage, today was just the paperwork catching up with reality. He asked if there was still a chance. Not for marriage, he said quickly, but to be part of the child's life. The question was raw, stripped of pride. She paused, weighing the past against the future. She told him fatherhood was not about words spoken in panic, but actions taken consistently. Trust would not be handed back easily. If he wanted a place in their child's life, he would have to earn it, not through promises but presence. Tears welled in his eyes, surprising even him. He nodded, understanding that this was not a negotiation but a boundary. He signed the papers slowly, each stroke of the pen final and irreversible. With that signature, their marriage officially ended, but something else quietly began. Responsibility replaced romance, reality replaced fantasy, and in that exchange, both of them felt the weight of adulthood settle deeper than ever before. As they stood to leave, he hesitated, unsure whether he had the right to say anything else. She adjusted her coat, the curve of her belly unmistakable now. For the first time, he saw not what he had lost, but what existed beyond his mistakes. He whispered an apology, not the dramatic kind, but a simple, broken one. She didn't respond immediately. Some apologies arrived too late to heal wounds, but just in time to prevent new ones. Outside, the sky had cleared slightly, sunlight breaking through the clouds. She stepped into the light, breathing deeply, feeling lighter despite the heaviness of the day. The divorce did not mean failure, it meant survival. Behind her, He stood still, watching her walk away, realizing that love is not proven by possession but by accountability. He understood now that endings can be teachers, not punishments. Weeks later, he showed up where he said he would, quietly, consistently. No excuses, no demands. She noticed. Trust didn't return overnight, but respect slowly took its place. The child became a bridge between two people who once loved each other deeply and hurt each other just as much. Their story transformed from romance to responsibility, from passion to purpose. She learned that strength is not loud. It doesn't announce itself. It grows quietly, like life inside her. She no longer defined herself by what ended, but by what continued. Her future was uncertain, but it was hers. And that certainty gave her peace she never found in marriage. He learned that pride is expensive, and silence can cost a lifetime. Watching her navigate motherhood with grace humbled him. He stopped trying to rewrite the past and focused on showing up in the present. Redemption, he realized, is not granted, it is practiced. The day she arrived for the divorce, both of them expected an ending. Instead, they received a truth that changed everything. Love didn't survive as it once was, but something stronger replaced it. Responsibility, growth, and a future shaped not by mistakes, but by what they chose to do after facing them.